Hi, welcome. Well, as my laptop for some reason is not quite well, it is working, but I can't really record any. I mean, the camera, the function is not working properly because when I click it, it doesn't sort of come up. For some reason. Anyway, so it's a good thing I have my phone here. So I can record. And so this video, I'm gonna, yeah, the settings right. This video is gonna be about see, just it's useless really, the camera on the laptop. Anyway, let me not get distracted. So this video is going to be about revising alien mode. Now, a lot of people seem to have forgot on what it is. It is now, as you know, I mean, in the nofap levels, there are many levels. Nofap, I mean, you've got the hard mode, which is a mode I'm on, which means, no sex, no masturbation. And also, it includes stuff like meditation as well, lots of good, like reading religious books and chanting, spiritual practice is what I'm saying now. Now some people say this is also monk mode, but it is well, yes and yes, in a way it is part of monk mode, but the other monk mode means no WD, no wet dreams, which is it's very, very advanced, that mode. Now I'm not too good at that mode. I failed quite a few times, I've got to admit, but it's not like the end of the world. I mean, some people say, "Oh, you fail if you have a wet dream." Well, no, you don't fail. It is. I tell you what, it is 1,000,000 times better in a way, than actually consciously relapsing. Or you could say the reverse. It's 1,000,000 times worse to have a conscious orgasm and let that white stuff come out, rather than if it comes out in a dream, it can feel very intense, but it is not the same as when you go like that, and and all that stuff spills out. It's much worse, I tell you. It drains you physically, emotionally, mentally. Okay, so we get back. So the hard mode is the mode I'm on now. Yes, I've been tested, I've been challenged, but the great master survives. But I'm going to talk now. Now, alien mode is different, because in alien mode you don't have physical relationships with females. I'm talking, and it is very, very tough, because it is also known as the brahmacharya. Some people say brahmacharya, or brahmacharya mode is the same thing. It is extremely difficult. You're not a man to have any even non-sexual relationships, stuff like hugging and kissing and that sort of stuff is not permitted in that mode. Not even, and not any fantasies either, any dirty fantasies, and even clean fantasies, not imagining even touching a woman or getting an erection over a woman or any of that. No intimacy at all. It is very, very strict. It's about as strict as you can get without. The only thing you are allowed, obviously, to speak to women. They're not totally going to say, okay, you're not allowed to even have any conversations. I mean, some people go to that extreme, and that is it's more ascetic mode, which is even that is absolute the limits of brahmacharya, I would say, because in that mode you don't even want to look at a woman's face or speak or have any conversation. It's more like hermit mode, I would say, but we're not there yet. But that's too extreme, I would say, for me. I mean, I'm not saying, of course, I would speak and be civil and be friendly, but as far as relationships are concerned, no way. I mean, I don't want to get into that, because and this is where the temptation, as they say, distraction attraction is a distraction, and that's one of the slogans. I think None Other Soul have said that. You know, you have distractions, and it's all illusion. You know, if we speak from a Hindu perspective, the whole thing is a big illusion, because you know, this idea that, you know, oh, you'll be happy if you meet the right woman and you get married. Well, you know, you won't. It feels that way, and I'm not saying that, you know, I mean, happiness itself is relative too, because, you know, there's always higher levels. See, even in like the celestial region, there are much higher levels, and they're thinking the same thing. You know, I need this lady to be happy, and you know, to give me pleasure, and the music and everything there is millions and millions of times better than on Earth. But even that is not the pure happiness either, because it all sort of ends one day. And their bodies as well are not made of any like substances like our bodies. You know, it's not made of flesh and bones and whatnot. And you know, they also have sex, but their sex is different from our sex. You know, they don't obviously, you know, stick it in. There's no sort of penis or vagina in heaven, you know, in the celestial region anyway. But it's still not a pure spiritual body there. It's a more refined body, but it's still like, you know, it's still sex, but it's a subtle level of sex. So they're not, that's not the highest stage either. You know, it's still like a trap, but it's just a subtle level. You know, they also have desire to sleep and you know, to do all that stuff. You know, but you see, to see alien mode, we don't do it at all. You know, we don't want to engage in with women. We really don't. Because, you know, as I said, it's just like one thing after another, and eventually it leads to the bedroom, and you know, yum, 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 that sort of thing, and you know, so we don't want to do it. No. We don't want to go there. We don't want that. You know, as I think, was it Jim Carrey in that Liar? Was it Liar? See what happens when you get into these sort of relationships and caught in it. And he said, "Did you?" that sort of thing. You know. Well, no, we don't want that. We don't want that sort of, you know, all those sort of problems, because, you know, divorce and everything, and then, you know, fighting for children, and you know, it gets very complicated. So why go through all that torture? You know, just you know, to stick it in there. Why go through? You want to go through all that torture, you know, and then you're going to think, like, you know, is this body really the real goal? You know, as many people have been saying anyway, the actual goal is self-realization or God-realization. But even, you see, God, if you want God-realization, you need to have self-realization first. And you can't, you know, skip and have God-realization, which is much higher, you know, if you're going to obviously not even have self-realization. You're going to chase all these, you know, chicks and females, like some people have said. Oh yes, well, you know, nofap gives you female attraction, yes, but it's a distraction too, and it's not the highest level of nofap or brahmachari. Brahmachari is actually the real goal, and you know, in dreams as well, you know, you are not allowed to have sex, even in dreams. You're not. It is a very tough mode. You're not even allowed. Your thing's not even meant to go up in brahmacharya mode. You know, when you sleep, it is the toughest mode. I cannot do that mode, even with all the meditation. Okay, all the hard hours sometimes chanting. I've still got to get to that stage where I do not get hard in my sleep. It is very tough. So that is a real, like, the top brahmacharya mode. You don't get your wee does not get hard. Yeah. Now, if you can do that, then you are like a god. This is what they say. You actually can become a god. this is a challenge, you know. And also that way you're not allowed to even think, you know, about any sort of, you know, none of that. No, not even, you're not going to visualize it. It is the toughest mode. You know, you just cannot, you know, your mind has to be like a pure crystal basically, and then I think your body turns into light, something like that. Oh boy, but that is tough. That is way beyond, you know, what I can do. Well, yeah, even the top yogis have failed after like 50,000, 60,000 years. So you can imagine someone on 60,000 years of brahmacharya, what they could do. They can control the whole planet. They can get the position of Indra, you know, even the position of Lord Brahma. If you do like 100 years brahmacharya, no wet dreams or anything like that, you know, no erections and stuff like that, you can get the position of Lord Brahma too. And it's the thing, even after all of that, you're still not perfect. You're still stuck in a material body, but just a very subtle body. So to get to the Lord Shiva, I think you need to do much more brahmacharya. Get to Lord Hanuman stage, you have to, like, you know, totally transcend all his subtle bodies. You know, the gross is subtle, the casual, and then you have the super casual, the etheric bodies. You know, there's so many bodies you have to transcend until you get the pure spiritual body. In fact, the 4 celibate sages did have pure spiritual bodies. That's the 4 Kumars. So if you get that sort of body, then you are perfect brahmacharya too. But it's very difficult, and that's why they always remain like 5 years old, because they don't engage in any sort of coitus, in a physical you know. So yeah. No intercourse. So this is what basically the mode that I am doing. Now people are going to say, yeah, but you know, and also I've got to touch on the no swear part too. It's very important. I was just about to forget that, but also in brahmacharya mode, you should not be using bad language. Now I've seen many videos on YouTube, and the people explain it well, but the choice of words is absolutely disgraceful. And on one of Nana's videos, I actually saw someone type the F word out, and I'm going to make a video reaction on that. But yeah, this is the other thing. In alien mode, you are not meant to swear. You know, I've seen some people say that they want 5 years as well, but that mouth is very dirty, you know. So you're still, I mean, you might have the knowledge and you might get the gains physically and whatnot, but mentally and spiritually, if you're cursing, you're not going to heaven. I don't care. You are not going up there. You know, if you can't control your tongue, you are not going to, you know, Lord Shiva's paradise, or even Lord Indra's paradise. You still have to have very good control over your speech. You know, it's a great discipline. You know, pranayama and pratyahara is control of the senses, and the tongue is one of the big senses to control. So, you know, unless that tongue is controlled, you can't go to the highest heaven, even the lowest heaven. You can't get there. You have to do so much repenting, you know, for swearing. And, you know, I mean, I don't want to go into the Christian side so much, but definitely the Hindu side, they don't like to swear. You know, the Hindu people that respect Krishna or Shiva don't like to swear. Well, I never really did. For myself, I never really did. You know, the only thing is, okay, if people get angry, yes, that's a different thing. And there is a tolerance limit, but you still got to try your best to control that tongue, you know, when you get really angry. I know, do some kickboxing, you know, stop punching and something. Don't punch anyone, but like a punch bag or something, or a sandbag. But do not start cursing, because that's another terrible habit, you know. And God does not like people that swear. Angels don't like people that swear. That's why they don't get the full blessings. And even if they do, because of good karma in the past life, you know, it runs out and then you go back down. You know, you could get the body of an ant in your next life, or an insect. You know, you will definitely suffer. You know, swearing does have a bad karma repercussions, and it will manifest someday. So don't swear. This goes from any age, you know, from very young all the way up to 100. So yeah, anyway, so that's all I wanted to say, and do take it seriously. Leave a like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Okay, peace out.